All right, guys, today is June 9th, 2025. It's about 15 minutes before 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And I wanted to get this video out. Real quick analysis on GME, which reports earnings tomorrow, June 10th, 2025, after hours. Very interesting pattern of on the surface, it looks like it's a pullback and that it's going to get weaker. But if you look at the weekly chart, it tells you something completely different. And with GME replacing their treasuries with Bitcoin, the last pump they had, they bought a crap ton of Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin being talked about as reserve currency assets, along with XRP for that matter, this is something that we need to take a look into because we know that GME is trying to reinvent itself from the used game exchange store to a crypto currency market. And there's all kinds of rumors floating around about this, trying to buy out some of the smaller exchanges that are out there, or even bigger exchanges. We need to take a look. And so what we have is a weekly chart on GameStop over the last 3 years. And if you look, we have significant RSI on any pullbacks, that there is strength here over the longer term, since 2024. And there's just consistent strength. A lot of people will just look at the short-term divergences here, and there really isn't a lot of divergence here at all. And a lot of folks will point out the fact that after its pump, it's done nothing but come down. Well, actually, it's been consolidating in a sideways fashion. If you look right here, that it's been in a consolidation. And so what we're looking at now is this situation where it's trapped in an overhead congestion, as it denotes right here. And then, of course, significant support area is right here. So if this fails, yeah, then we're going to go much, much lower. I think this is setting up for some form of a earnings surprise, in my opinion, partly because we have this significant inverse head and shoulders formation on the weekly that's been in the making since 2023. And this cannot be ignored. And of course, let's see what it does. Let's see if we chop around like this into the earnings, and then it just looks like something that is about to pop, and so that's why I'm presenting it at this point. What we have is this congestion, so it's either going to pop out above this congestion resistance and head back and maybe start retesting the 62 level shortly, or it's going to break down. So we're in this congestion area, and that's something that you want to kind of look at. And a lot of you will look at this MACD and say, well, the histogram is negative, it's trying to make a death cross. And then, of course, when you look at the CCI, really, it looks bearish, right? Actually, we're up in the bullish region. We broke above this downtrend on the commodity channel index. I think it's setting up for a significant reversal of sorts. We're pulling back on the stochastics, but it's not going to go up in a straight line. And our PPO ADX, I know there's a little curvature forming here, but we really have this type of inverted cup formation, which is bullish. And and there's been a significant sell-off, and accumulation distribution has been awful, but what stock hasn't over the last month or so. I think we're beginning to see some divergences here, and then we may start seeing an uptick on the average true range, which sets this up. This thing can move very, very quickly above 35 to 40, and so this is why we're establishing positions here. All right, I'll talk to you about